What is going on, everyone? Tim from Tirafon Orbital, back at it again. Long time no see. So, I would like to go over an install commission that I completed late last night, actually. So last night, I did a little bit of a secret show. I am not a streamer. I don't typically live stream anything. It makes me incredibly nervous, and I have no idea how any of that stuff works. But I did set up a Twitch stream last night, did not announce it or anything, and to my surprise, some people from the community showed up. I have no idea how they knew I was doing it, but it was neat to see people drop by and ask questions about the install. So that was pretty cool, honestly. So I might start doing that a little bit more. Just do like a live stream. People can drop in, ask questions, or you know, make fun of my installs or make fun of me. I mean, really, you can drop in and give me any sort of criticism you'd like within reason, please. I do have feelings and they get hurt easily. So this is for a Space Junk Sabers custom. This is Nevin from Space Junk Sabers is calling this a High Republic. This is the High Republic number 2. It is the brother or sister to a High Republic themed hilt that I did a month or so back, right? So it's the same, almost the same hilt. There are some minor differences, but as for the most part, it's the same build. So we've got an exposed crystal chamber with some really intricate brass work in it. The grip is one of those wood FDM printed grip sleeves, and we've got some other really nice touches to the hilt as well. So I've set this up with a chassis of my own design. The grip on this one is a little bit thicker than the last one as well, so we were able to get a 28mm speaker in this one. And that's it, right? It's a really nice hilt, really nice form factor too. It's kind of short, a lot of brass, so it looks really classy in my opinion. So anyhow, without further ado, we are going to come into Fusion. I will talk about the chassis a little bit, and then of course we will come up top as we always do, and we'll do a demo. Okay, so let's come into Fusion. All right, so here is the chassis that I designed for this hilt. Pretty short chassis, nice and easy. It is a stacked board and battery setup. I have an incredible amount of greeblies along each side of this guy. And of course, we've got our battery tray around back. Proffie board does sit here. It slides up underneath this lip. At the bottom of the board, I've got a kill switch. And at the bottom of the chassis, we've got our 28mm speaker. This is from Smugglers Outpost. So pretty relatively straightforward chassis design. I'm pretty happy with the way this one came out. I'm always saying that, you know, it's my intention of trying to fill every square millimeter of the chassis with some sort of ridge or greebly, so that, in my opinion, I mean, not only does it make the chassis a little bit more interesting than just like a straight tube, it makes it look like a functional part of a lightsaber, but I rub and buff a lot of my chassis, and I feel like having ridges like this, it just takes the rub and buff a lot better. It makes the chassis look a little bit more dynamic with that contrast. So I try to do that everywhere, right? And that's it. Nice and simple. Nipple is up here. This is what is connected to the upper part of the hilt. This has an interesting securing mechanism. Usually there's only one set screw, but on this particular build, there are 3 that go around the circumference of this nipple, which I really like, right? And we'll talk about that right now. Let's come up top. This is the High Republic number 2. This is from Space Junk Sabers. Really classy looking hilt, in my opinion. Same as the previous one with this FDM printed wood sleeve over the grip. We've got some really nice etched brass rings on this. These have been done by Chris Skinner. Really love that. It looks really classy with the flourishing on that guy. We've got a Canon Y switch assembly, of course. I love wiring these up. So underneath this clamp card, which is also from Chris Skinner, underneath this clamp card are 2 tactile switches, and I've wired those up to be independent of each other. Upper is your main, lower is your aux. We've got a crystal chamber in here. So obviously this is from a fallen hilt, but the windows have been routed out to show this crystal chamber on the inside. So there's a lot of brass rod work that is inside of this crystal chamber. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it on camera, but a lot of intricate work in that crystal chamber, right? We've got a knurled thumb screw up here. This is a very interesting thumb screw as well. It's like a mother of pearl pattern inside of that, which I really think it makes it look more classy. I mean, this thing looks really fancy, in my opinion. Custom blade plug up top, and that's it, right? So let's talk about the chassis. Here is the chassis. I did a pass of a bronze rub and buff on this guy to make it look a little bit more in line with the hilt itself. 28mm speaker is down here. Here is our Proffie board, kill switches in this chamber. And here are those, so there are 3 set screws securing the chassis in place. I really like that. I mean, typically we only see 1, which is also fine, but I like seeing that so you can help secure the chassis in place. To use the hilt, spring side is your negative. Rest your battery down in that battery tray, hit your kill switch.
I know the rest of your story.
And put your grip on. Let's come down to the bottom. Okay, so here is that crystal chamber. Hopefully you can see that on camera. I did light the bottom of this crystal with 1 single neopixel. Let's see what else we put on here. Let's put a blade in it. Okay, so this is a 7/8 inch blade holder. So I have to put a full length blade in this, and I have to be careful. So this is a custom blade plug. This was provided by Space Junk Sabers. Take our blade, rest it down on those PCB pins, tighten that fancy dancy pearl thumb screw, and ready to go. See what else we put on here. One more.
Father and son.
One more.
I'm never touching that thing again.
Really nice sounding hilt too.
Watch this.
That lightsaber was Luke's.
All right, that's it. Before I knock another blade off my ceiling fan here, or ruin another lightsaber blade. So anyhow, that's it. I just wanted to do a really quick demo on this Space Junk Sabers High Republic number 2. Really unique hilt. It does look very classy. I like seeing that the white grip. We've never seen that before. We don't often see that. We don't often see a wood FDM printed grip either. So very unique. Very unique. So that's all I got. If anyone has any questions about this particular build or the hilt, please do not be a stranger. Thank you very much for the support, everyone. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.